This series of work, this installation, was super emotional for me. In creating this, I had to show myself like completely naked and vulnerable. So this installation investigates my ancestors' journey from the Inquisition in Spain when they were exiled in 1492, to then traveling distances to arrive in Morocco, and then arriving in Jerusalem, and then from Jerusalem arriving to Tel Aviv, and then from Tel Aviv arriving to New York. You walk in and you feel like you're underwater.
Whoa.
The acronym in this show is C. My sister is Sigali, my brother is Eli, and I'm Alice. So when I discovered that that acronym is C, I was like, oh my God, I can't believe that, because my parents traveled seas to get here. The woman on the altar is Yemaya. She's a goddess of water, and she often is highlighted in my work. And this is a boat that I built with my father and my mother. And the boat is symbolic of a boat that came from Europe to the shores of Tel Aviv in the 40s. It was a boat called the Altalena, and then was shot down by the British and ended up sinking. The people had already arrived on the shores. It turns out my father was one of those young people that was on the shore, and that is the flag that is on the boat. That photo was in my dining room for years. In conjunction with the boat that we built, I studied my father and my mom as we were making the boat. For many years, I thought I was very different from my parents and my family. But actually, what I realized is that even the way my dad works, even the way my mom works, like, I see myself in them. It's incredible. Like, when I was watching my parents work or even talk about it, I was like, wow, that's how I would approach that, right? And like, it's not until my 40s that I'm able to come to terms with the fact that I'm like them. I've been so revolutionary in my development as what was expected of me, not only from them, but from myself. It took me 40 years to realize that, but I've arrived. I've been able to create a story that is no longer a victim story, but an empowerment story. And once I was able to release the idea of I'm sorry for them, or I'm sorry for what they went through, I'm now able to say, well, this is what they went through. This is what a lot of people go through in order for their children to survive. So I honor them, and I honor myself in that same aspect. And most of all, I honor my parents, because they were brave enough to be able to take the step from the Middle East to America. In some ways, I kind of wish they would have stayed there, because then I would have known who I was easier. But they needed to do what they needed to do, and I needed to arrive here to tell the story at a greater capacity.